All right, hello, Premier. This is it. This is your podcast. It's your playoff preview. And I am joined today once again by Christian.
Treyway.
And
My God.
I know, right? It's just, I don't. Anyway, we're joined again by Prod.
Back, bitches.
It's been a long time no see. How you been? How was your vacation podcast treated you?
I've been good. Just been working a lot, really. So
That mail's got to get delivered.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holiday
Why is
season.
that Amazon?
All right, and let's get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is in this playoff preview, we're going to jump into just straight up who is going to make the playoffs. And right now, it's a very interesting thing going on with seeding. So first off, we're going to talk about the top two seeds. Gutta is at 14-1, and APO is at 12-2. He plays APO plays Baby Prod. Baby Prod coming up next, and then he's got Dom in week 17. He could possibly fall back to Ramp as well, who's 12-3. But that would require him losing a game, and then Ramp would have to beat Rain, which at this point looks not that difficult. But first off, who do you think is going to win that division? Because that's going to determine the 2 seed. Do you think APO is going to pull this off and go 14-2, or do you think it's going to be a 13-3 tiebreaker? Which gets off to look up what the tiebreakers are, because it's always complicated.
So he's APO now. That's what we're going with. APO.
We established this, yes. His official name's APO at on one of the podcasts. You weren't there that day. It was an NFC North edition, but yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I thought it's always been APO.
Seeing as how – what?
I thought it's always been APO.
Nah.
Oh, shit.
It's now APO. All right, moving on from that, though. So who do you guys think is going to win that division? I mean, APO, do you think he's going to – well, we'll take it game by game. Do you think APO beats Baby Dez?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say all time, though, however, my brother has, I believe, a pretty substantial head-to-head lead
That's
on him.
cool. That's all nice.
But
Does
that matter
this year? Yeah, APO's got it.
Do you think APO beats Dom?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dom is in the delivery, package delivery business, so I think he's checked out for this season.
Okay, so that means that Gut will be the 1 seed, APO will be the 2, and Ramp will be the 5. So we're going to keep that in mind. Now things get a little more complicated in the NFC. It's a very loaded race, and we're going to go with the Nard-Juan battle. So right now, we'll get to Juan in a minute, but Nard, just really quick, he plays Mike first, who's 8-6, and he plays Jacob, who's 9-6. What do you guys think happens with Nard at the end of the season? Prod, I'm gonna start with you.
I think he'll probably pull out both of those games. I should have checked to see if any of them have any major injuries. I haven't really kept up with that either. But based on having played at least Mike anyway, I think Nard will be able to finish strong going into the playoffs, even though he's talking very unconfident. But I don't know if that's him just kind of like trying to play possum or if he really is just a little bit low on confidence. But
Nard is missing Sam Darnold, his quarterback, so
shit. Who's the backup? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, that's a big injury. And Mike is missing Lane Johnson and Alshon Jeffrey. Seahawks is missing a couple running backs, so nothing big there. But there you go. We're giving you injury updates now. Look at that. It's crazy.
Up to date.
Oh shit, he's got some shit backups too.
But he's only going to be out 1 week, so he's going to need his backup to defeat Mike. That's who wins the game? You change.
I think Nard he'll come up with something to pull.
Mike just beat APO. Just throwing that out there, 13-10.
Yeah,
I think
Nard played him more times. He kind of knows how to beat him. Same division right there.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys
actually, I'm going with Nard against Mike, but I think Jacob beats Nard.
Interesting. Nard's last 2, giving you the official update. He has lost to Gutta 21-6, and he's lost to GGA 16-13. Obviously, two very good opponents.
Some low-scoring guys.
Yep, low-scoring games. I mean, Nard's not really a scorer, so he's gonna have to defend really to beat these guys. But Jacob and Mike aren't really scorers either. Mike can score occasionally, but I think they're both going to be defensive games. I think Nard's going to win both, actually, mainly just due to turnovers. I think he's just going to get enough turnovers and end up winning the games ultimately. But, I mean, Nard's kind of a turnover machine himself this year. So we will see. But so we're both set. So we're all – so wait. So, Christian, you have him at 10-6, right?
Yep.
Okay. And Prod, what do you think he's gonna do?
11-5.
11-5. I got him as 11-5 too. So we'll keep Christian's thing in mind because that's gonna be important if he finishes 10-6. Jacob, it doesn't really matter whether he's 9-7, 10-6. He's gonna be the 4 seed, regardless. And then the 6 seed is where things get very, very interesting. Mike has an outside chance. I'm looking at the schedule actually real quick to see if he does have an outside chance. So he hasn't played the Bucks or the Bears, who's won. And if he beats Nard, he'll play Prod. And no offense, Prod, I think he beat you.
Nah, he's done.
He's
I'm going to continue to make my mark on these playoffs without being in the playoffs.
all right. Well, that's there. You go. So Mike can possibly, because I don't know how the tiebreakers will end up, he could possibly sneak to 10-6, and he'll be in the playoff race as well. The Bucks user at 9-5, he upcoming. Let's see who he plays. He's
got a force against me.
He's got a nice force against Christian, and that force will give him the tiebreaker over Juan.
That force is also the same thing as if the game had been played, probably, though.
No, yeah, because we started and it was like 31-0 at half, and the game lagged out. So
man, you're trash.
Yeah,
you're so bad.
It was bad.
How are you so bad?
I don't even know. I really just
Any-
see.
You need a QB, man. Come get Watson.
I don't need a quarterback. I don't want that.
Another broken quarterback, Watson. He got broken by Reagan, a little more broken by Prod. You don't want him?
And I don't want the cocktails either, man. I'll take him for a third.
But keep this in mind. So here's what gets really interesting. So Christian, your scenario, right?
Yeah.
Nard beats Mike. Mike goes down to 8-7, right? And then loses to Jacob. He's then 10-6. If that is the case, because he beat Bucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is okay, keep this in mind as well. Bucks plays Brandon at the end of the season. So who do you think wins that game?
I think Brandon takes that one.
Easily.
Yeah, Brandon's got that.
Okay, we're all gonna say that Brandon wins that game. That would mean that the Bucks end up at 10-6.
But Nard would be a division winner at 10-6.
Not necessarily, because we don't know how the tiebreaker would end up with him and Juan.
Juan might lose again.
Who's Juan play? Well, Juan is 9-6 right now, and he plays – who's he played end of the season? He plays Pop to end the season. He's going to win that game.
Okay.
Has Pop been making some noise lately, or what's been going on?
I don't think Pop's been making noise.
We'll see what kind of noise. He's beaten Texans. He beat the Bucks recently, actually.
Pop did.
Yeah, he did.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We have a lot of interesting scenarios here, half of which will probably be solved by the time you guys hear this podcast, but that's not my fault. And so there you have it. But, okay, let's say Juan wins the game for sake of argument, right? This would mean possibly you would have Juan as a 3, Nard as a 6, Bucks out of the playoffs if they all end up at 10-6. Or Nard would be the 3, Bucks would be the 6, and then Juan would be out of the playoffs because Bucks beat Juan, but Nard beat the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
And head-to-head is first.
So basically it just matters on who would win the division between Nard and Juan.
Essentially, yes, unless Nard wins out. And then if Nard wins out, Bucks is in.
Jacob's in.
Yeah, Jacob's already in. And then Juan will be out. So if Nard
who would be the last? Nard wins out, then there would be 2 wildcard spots available. No, because, Ramp. Yeah. Yeah, never mind.
Interesting. It's all very interesting stuff. Unless Mike goes, and if Mike goes 10-6, actually, there could be a situation where Mike gets in, because then he would have the tiebreaker over Nard, and I believe it goes.
I think the game would break at that point. Be too much going on.
Yeah, the league would probably crash.
That would be crazy. I kind of root for that. I'm rooting for that hard. I want 4 10-6 teams. I'm in.
I would be in.
That game getting streamed, man.
What game?
Let's see. Well, basically, I mean, Nard versus Mike is the first one that determines all this.
Yeah.
Keep in mind they played last year, and I believe Nard won by double digits.
Yeah, Nard's going to win that game. So that's what, I don't know.
Don't sleep on Mike, bro. But all right, that's what you want to do. But so anyway, so those are the scenarios. We'll just go by the teams that are in right now, and we will pick the playoffs based on that, because it's going to get very confusing. And we don't know who would get the tiebreaker between. I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll look up the stupid ass NFL tiebreakers for division winners.
I think it goes by points allowed or division record.
Yeah, first is head to head, then it does
Division and
record.
conference.
Yeah, well, it does conference first, but then the same division, it does division first, and then it's like record against common opponents.
Yeah, they have the same amount of
Holy fuck.
division wins. They head to head, they split. Let me look this up. God damn it! Why did I go to Wiki Answers for that? Where's Wikipedia? I need Wikipedia.
I just told you the rundown, man.
Yeah, we already got
farther than that. It goes past that.
I don't know if we need to do that, though.
Fine. I'm just trying to.
Let's go by who's in it right now.
Fine.
If it ended today.
Well, if it ended today, first off, if it ended today, how would it – would this be – first off, the ramifications just outside of the playoffs. Juan would miss his first ever postseason, right?
Yeah.
In a couple of years. That'd be crazy, I think. Juan's a very good user. As much shit as I give him, but I think that just shows how deep this league is. I mean, we talked all along about how the NFC North was the strongest. They ended up going 0-3 in the playoffs last year. Real is just falling apart, and his commission has shown that, sadly enough. But Real is just falling apart. He's 5-9 now. Death of the NFC North would be quite a story. And considering that those three, I mean, they've had a long history in Premier, but this league stops for no one. And if you don't constantly evolve and improve, you can find yourself out of the playoffs. That means stop looking at YouTube and just play real football. This would be my advice on that end.
From the GOAT.
It's not. I'm not the. Shut up.
Advice from the GOAT. Daily podcast advice from the GOAT.
Christian, what would be your thoughts if Juan missed the playoffs? Any words? Any thoughts?
He's tanking. I don't know. COD season.
It's hard for me to say tanking with 9 wins, though.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. See,
I think he just didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Probably.
Just not good enough this season.
Yeah, the cheese got patched early, and
let's talk about who he lost to. Heading into the last game, he lost to Gutta, Butts, Ramp, Nard, GGA. Those are all very good opponents. That's not
that's not bad losses.
He's beaten the bums, but the loss that will kill him is he lost to Rolls.
Yeah, that'll kill him.
With Z's, apparently. I didn't know that. I mean, they credit the NFC North finally doing something. I mean,
you mean South?
South, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the best division in the league for the best users.
Anyway, but yeah, huge win, crazy win, and that one changed really the entire outlook. Kind of the playoffs. I mean, because Juan at that point would have been 10-5. He would have had a good shot to get in, even though he lost to the Bucks. He didn't have that tiebreaker. But now you look at it. That's a big loss. That one might cost him the playoffs, and no Juan in the playoffs. Wow, that would be quite a story. But enough about him. let's talk about the people who are in the playoffs. And so right now, as we look at it, your wild card teams would be Ramp, and it would be the Bucks user, who I still don't have a nickname for, but that's fine.
I just call him Khaled.
Khaled, is that what we should do?
Yeah.
Isn't he like
However you
14?
say
Just
that.
call him the kid.
The kid.
The kid.
The kid. I'll do that. So it'd be Ramp and the kid as your wild card teams. Which one of these two users do you think has the best chance of making a run deep into the playoffs?
Ramp.
All right.
Oh yeah, Ramp, because Saquon is well, I don't know, shit. Robert Jones, what's that dude? Ronald Jones, the back the Bucks has.
Yeah, he's a
Pretty
beast
good.
also.
Mhm.
Man, that's
Well,
actually a tough one.
But Ramp's
College
basically a
got lot of,
division.
playoff experience.
This is also very important, and this is where that Jacob Nard game will come into play, because if Jacob wins that game, Jacob will be the 3 seed and Nard will be the 4. And I think that kind of changes things, because I'm going to just be honest about it. I think if Ramp plays Jacob, I think
Easy
he wins
dub.
that game. I think he wins that game. They already played, and Ramp won 31-17. It would be a rematch, so it would be much different, but I mean, that was just the outcome. But Ramp first off, I would love to see a Ramp versus Nard playoff game. That would be hilarious.
That would be great.
Just can we make it happen? I actually need Jacob to come through and win week 17, because that would be phenomenal. Just the shit talk, man. It would be so funny. It would be so funny and ridiculous. Like, what have you done since Madden 13? Some bullshit. Make it happen, Make it happen, please, because that was a rivalry a couple years ago. True hatred. They wanted to fight each other. I'm in. But yeah, besides that, I think if the Bucks, I don't know, because the Bucks, again, the kid, this would be his first time in the playoffs, and we've seen this go two different ways. And this is why part of me wants Jacob to play Ramp and Bucks to play Nard, so that we can get the two different kind of, the young guy versus the established guy, and that would be also very interesting to see who would kind of come out. Because we tend mentally to pick our own, We tend to say, oh, Nard would win that game, or oh, Ramp would win that game, because we've seen
we're more familiar with them.
Yeah, we've seen him.
Bucks is in like 10 leagues and shit. So
Bucks, by the way, played Nard early in the year and lost by 5, so that would honestly be a very good game. Just to give that, I think. But you guys think Ramp has the better chance of going deeper?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
Do you think any of the teams who play in the first round could? So now I'm including Nard and Jacob in this. Do you think any of them? Who do you think has the best chance to make it to the conference championship? Meaning they could be APO or
go.
Meaning they could meet them or beat them?
Beat them. Well, they have to beat one of them. And so
whoever doesn't have to play Gutta first. So the 4
Gutta has the benefit of being good and his team is loaded.
Yeah, whoever doesn't have to play Gutta first.
He's got
has the benefit.
His
team is that good.
Okay, so you guys are just who do you think has the best chance of beating Gutta?
In the NFC?
In the NFC, who's not APO? Who's
I would say Ramp. Actually, no, Bucks. Already beat him once this year.
Oh, did he? Oh, shit.
He lost to Hail Mary. That would be interesting. So Bucks.
Oh, maybe that's his new sky. Maybe.
Interesting. So if Bucks gets out of the first round, he would play Gutta, and that would be a rubber match, and then things would kind of get crazy.
Yeah, they had 2 good games this year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yep, they did. 2. One ended on Hail Mary. The other one, Bucks won. That would be very, very interesting. I have a question for you guys. Do you think APO is the second best user in the NFC? Since you both, it seems like, think Gutta is first. Do you think APO is second, or do you think someone else is second? before we head into the honestly what matters.
This
I honestly
season
think
he is.
I think
go
Ramp is, but I don't know. I mean, Ramp would be this season, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. They split their games. Just throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't know who Ramp's 3 losses are to. I think one might have been a 4 or a sim loss actually.
One is to APO, one is to Mike. Mike has, by the way, beaten both APO and Ramp, but you think he has no chance against Nard. Okay. And the other one was Gutta. He lost to Gutta by 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm putting Gutta as my second best user in the NFC, unless the Buck shows up.
You're putting – you mean Ramp is your second
Oh
best?
yeah, Ramp. My bad.
Kind of lost me there. I was like, wait, what do you mean?
Yeah.
The only thing about APO, I don't think I've ever seen him unless I can't remember in this position. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to perform if he gets that top seed. You know, if he holds on to that, we'll see how he. That's a lot of pressure. Because I mean, it's been many years ago, but every time I've had that top seed, it's always fucked with me. I've always been better as like a lower seed when I'm going into the playoffs than when I've had like the top 2 seed. I always fuck up. You know, so it's a lot more pressure. So we'll see how he handles that. If he had been in this position a lot before, then I would say he has more of a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still expecting him to perform well, though.
Okay, we're going to do something very interesting. Playoff game underway. Okay, we're going to do something very interesting. So say APO plays Nard, who's the 3 seed right now. Who wins that game?
See, Nard has a chance because I get the feeling Nard is going to feel like he's playing with house money in the playoffs. Like if he slips in there, no pressure on him. APO, all the pressure on him. He's dealing with somebody like Nard. Might be in his head a little bit. So this doesn't mean that I think Nard is better than him right now, but because of that, I think Nard might pull it out.
Christian?
But that's what
I'm definitely agreeing with everything Young Prod just said. Young Sergio.
No matter what I say, so I'm gonna. I think APO would win that game. Then again, I've watched the streams. I've seen them more. APO is very balanced, to be honest. That's what kind of caught me off guard. He can throw and pass, or he can throw and run.
And he can throw and pass.
Shut up. So APO versus Jacob. Who do you think wins?
APO.
APO. Prod?
I think Jacob's a bad matchup for him, man.
This is interesting.
Yeah, I think Jacob would pull out. I haven't played him just because of the way that Jacob plays defense, I believe would fuck with him. Because he drove me nuts with some of the shit that he was doing when I played him earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
And against that style, like he I don't want to put the man's game plan out there. That's why it's hard to like really comment without like giving like
throw it out there.
Like Apo runs a lot of like it could just be against me, but he does like a lot of max protect, like deep shot type shit. And the way Jacob plays is like he can still stop the run, but it's like he has a whole bunch of people in coverage too. So then it's like you got these 2-man routes going into all that coverage. You know, it's not usually going to work out too well.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about them too much without breaking down their entire offenses and defenses.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So what it seems to me, what you're saying, well, first off, just for Christian, so I think you think Jacob is the worst playoff team in the NFC.
Yeah.
No, where'd that come from? Oh, wait, Christian said, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant me.
No, what you seem to be saying is APO is the worst NFC playoff team.
Damn.
Oh no, I actually got a lot of faith in him. It's just I think
Doesn't sound like it, Sergio.
It kind of sounds like you picked the other 2 teams.
I did do that, but I think that's more because of a mental thing rather than like a stick skill thing. I think like the mental side for those matchups could be frustrating for him. Not
APO
like
can't
the
mentally
actual-
handle it. He's not prepared. He's not tough enough. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, the game is mental, is it not? It's a video game, and they're all mental. Majority.
I don't know, this is uncharted territory, but Jacob, I don't know enough about him. It could be mental for him too, for all I know. I don't really know what he's done in these other leagues. All I know is what I've seen in Premier. So I'll retract that one and give April the slight edge. It's just game style wise, it doesn't.
Going back on his words.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Jacob's your worst user. That's fine. I mean, unless you think Bucks is the worst user. I mean, you can think that as well. I would disagree. I think in the playoffs, we're just talking playoffs. I think
NFC playoffs.
NFC playoffs. Yeah, I think Jacob has. Yeah, NFC playoffs.
It's the worst.
I think Jacob has the quickest chance of getting kicked out. Then again, we saw from NFC West last year. You know, anything can happen, which is what's going to make this fun. None of these users are bad. I'm not going to diss him last year, and I think I played Jacob. It was a tough game. So he's a good user, but I'm just saying, just based on what I've seen, I think that's a possibility. And also, Nard for me is kind of – I would have to say he's second worst, to be honest with you.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I think with Nard is? I think he's not really, without him saying it, I don't think he's really feeling his team that much. Even though I know he has the Vikings, but he has this nice team and grid, and I just think he's just really not feeling these.
Yeah, so much of this
Darnold
is team. Yeah, like you said, so much is about your team, and Darnold is also shot. And I told him not to fucking trade for him, and nobody listened.
Okay, so off topic, real quick.
Yeah,
because I've kind of always believed this. Well, at least this Madden, it could just be in my head. But do you think that QBs really do get like fucked up from other users? Because it seems like it.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've known this for years. It was the first year I joined, so we're gonna talk about me. So sorry, everyone. It's a Mason alert. The first year, Prod, do you remember when I joined? You might not. I won the Super Bowl with Ryan fucking Mallett, right?
And yeah, Russell Wilson, you got him.
And then I was like, I had all these – I traded my entire team. Traded J.J. Watt, traded Clowney. Somehow won a Super Bowl. Had all these first-round picks. And then I was like, wow, what the fuck do I do with these? And I'm looking, and I'm like, well, the one position I was weak in, even though I won the Super Bowl, was quarterback. And so I went and traded for Russell Wilson, who had thrown like 30 picks or something the year before. He was terrible. But I wasn't going to not play Russell Wilson, right? But every time in a big game, he would sail passes, underthrow, and I'd be like, why is he so shitty? Then I thought about it. I was like, dude, the other user fucking broke him. Reed broke him to the point where he couldn't fucking complete passes anymore. He was so shot mentally, and I don't know what it is about the game, and you can call me crazy or whatever, but it fucking happens. Trust me, it happens.
It seems crazy, but I think it is too, because I had Aaron Rodgers in the league, and he was horrible, and I only kept him 1 year.
Them dudes be shot, man. I'm telling you. That's why I was – Real was like, oh, give me a first-round Rodgers. And I was like, dude, I don't know. You kind of broke this guy. That's why I would rather just take an undrafted free agent. I was like, he's not broken at least. He can play above his whatever level if I just play good with him. The QBs get broken in this game. I'm telling you.
And then, like, Watson does crazy shit, and then I threw a bunch of picks, so he's probably even, like, further broken.
Yeah, I mean, I told you. I think I said it on the pod. You probably didn't listen, but I said it. I was like, yo, don't trade for Watson. He's broken. Nobody trade for Baker. He's fucked up. By the way, future reference, don't trade for Mahomes. He's done. These dudes are fucking shot. They're shot. And I was going to say don't trade for Cam Newton because Christian broke that dude. And they're broken now with 39 more interceptions.
Hey, you chill.
QBs get broken in this game, man. And I was trying. And Darnold is now hurt. I remember it. Darnold was like, I finally am going to fix the QB problem. I'm going to get Darnold. And I remember because I played Cliff with Darnold. And I told Cliff, I was like, you need to get rid of fucking Darnold because Levon broke him already. It's too late. Takes 1 year. 1 year with a bad user, and QBs be broken in this game.
Sounds crazy, but I believe it.
It's so fucking true.
I've seen it in at least 2 leagues now. So.
And what's going to happen is he's going to start sailing some fucking passes. Nard's going to get pissed off in a playoff game. And that's the thing. And actually, Ramp got Winston, and Winston wasn't broken that bad. Because the Bucks user was never that bad. He just simmed a lot of games and had a lot of force losses. But he was never, you know what I mean? He never had like a 40-year interception year like LeVon
Right.
Arnold. But anyway, moving on. So who do you got? Who's your favorite in the NFC?
I'm gonna go with Unc. I mean nephew. Sorry, he calls me Unc. I'm fucking up. Beer's hitting me. I'm gonna go with Gutter.
Calls you Unc.
Yeah, I'm also going with Gatto.
I think Gutter's 14-1. He's on fire. I'm gonna go with Gutter as well.
Back to finish the job.
What's that supposed to mean?
Then he's about to smack your ass.
All right, so I'll talk about the AFC, I guess.
I didn't say he was playing Mason. I just said he was going back to
Well,
finish
he's about
the
to
job.
smack whoever comes out of the AFC.
The only thing to determine with the AFC, because basically everything. Well, actually, let me look at something real quick before I say that. Oh, yada yada yada. Yeah, Brendan. Yeah. Okay. So right now, if Matt goes out and he beats, who's he play? He owns the division record. If he beats Jake in week 17, he will win the division. And really, that's the only thing to determine. I'm going to assume. Basically, all the seeds are determined. There's one thing that needs to be determined for playoffs or not playoffs. So I guess we should talk about that first. That's Cliff and Baby Dez in the worst division of all time. This division, Cliff. What the fuck, Cliff? By the way, give the resident prod credit. He came out and he beat Cliff, but who doesn't beat Cliff nowadays? But
Yeah, I'm worried about Cliff.
I'm concerned.
He's going down a slippery path.
I'm very concerned. And other news from this division, Rain has completely given up ever since Brandon destroyed him. He just gives out forces now, and he's shot.
Gives away star quarterbacks.
Gives away star quarterbacks as well. Still could have won the division. Still, had he just decided to play C-Dez, he probably would have won the division, but he decided not to. Got rid of force. And C-Dez, on the other hand, he's just riding this wave of forces. Got a couple. And that's why instead of being 5-9, he's 7-7. I don't know what to make of this division. Who wins this? And so we can stop talking about them. Christian, I'm gonna start with you.
Wait, hold on. Did he actually trade Lamar?
He's working the phones.
Yeah, he's trying to.
Oh, okay. All right. So what was your question?
Who wins the shit division between C-Dez?
Oh,
By the way, keep in mind that they play the slop off in week 17.
yeah, Cliff's gonna win.
Cliff's gonna win.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna say Cliff does because my brother doesn't quite have some of the heat blitzes that I use to beat him, and he will not accept. I said heat. And he will not. And he will not accept my advice. So, my coaching. Because one thing I can do is blitz. Can't do shit else, but I can get pressure.
I mean, Cliff's offense just concerns me, but we're just gonna leave that there. Big game.
You don't have faith in Gunner?
I think he's gonna beat C-Dez, and I think that's all he will do. I will just leave it there, and we'll get more to that in a minute. The big game of this week, though, that will determine quite possibly the 2 seed in the AFC will be between GGA and Ty. Who knows if they'll actually stream this game? Who knows if they'll play? They'll probably play it at midnight tonight, but luckily I am free, so I will be watching that game. I don't care if they do run that one, but GGA versus Ty, huge game. They played earlier in the year. Let me get you the results. And Ty got smacked, lost 38-2. Who do you guys have in the rubber match? Week 17?
GGA.
Okay.
He didn't even get the sentence finished.
Yeah, I didn't even finish the.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with GGA too. But Ty seems to have evolved at least a little bit.
You got Fortnite back.
You got what?
Leonard. You got Leonard back.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on from that.
Oh,
Time by the way
boy.
so we can talk about their quality wins. They unfortunately, or very fortunately, played the AFC North, so that whole division, all those wins are a wash. Ty has lost to Matt. He lost to Matt 19-14. He's beaten Nard 17-16. He lost to Juan 18-6. And so those would be, I would consider his relevant games. GGA has lost to Raider. He lost to Brandon 20-0. He beat Juan 15-10. He has lost to me 27-7, and he beat Ty 38-2. So those are all of. Oh, and he beat Nard this last week 16-13. I'm also going to take GGA. I think he's going to win, and I think he's going to shore up the 2 seed with that win because he plays real after that, and that would be an ugly game to say the least. Now, and do you guys think that Matt is going to beat Jake in week 17?
Yeah.
That's
unless he lets Tyreek get 200 yards.
He just beat him 17-10, so I think he got the memo, at least on offense or at least on defense on who to not let score. So, with all that out of the way, the AFC, we assume that the AFC race will stay exactly as it is. That means that your wildcard teams will be Ty and Brandon. Which one of these users do you think has the best chance of going the farthest? Keeping in mind that Ty will play Cliff in the first round and that Brandon will play Matt.
Probably Brandon.
All right.
I'm going to say Ty.
Whoa.
Brandon has been in a questionable mental state of late or something.
I think he'll be fine when playoffs comes. I think Brandon.
Think so?
Yeah, I think Brandon's that type of player that just shows up in the big moments.
I agree.
Well, playoff Matt may show up too, though. Playoff Matt's
Matt may
focus.
show up.
I'm going to say Brandon having just lost in a different league to him, which actually will cause me kind of a bit of an annoyance, seeing as how if that were to happen, if Brandon does win, we would play in the first round of playoffs. So I could easily go 16-0 and get kicked out in the first round here. Very interesting.
You could.
Yeah.
Probably will.
Okay.
Who's his guy right now, though? Is it really this Joe Dirt, or has he got Dalton in there?
No, he's using Joe Dirt.
Oh, man.
But
That arrogant motherfucker.
I mean, he's got no – Dalton's bad, man. Dalton is bad and broken. You gotta consider that. Broken's real. At least Joe Dirt isn't broken. But Carr, we should mention Derek Carr, who's been out for most of the season. He's out for 3 more weeks, which means he would miss the next 2 games, and then he would miss a possible playoff game against Matt. He would, of course, come back to play fucking me if it got to that. If Matt can't beat Brandon without Derek Carr, I don't know if he's ever going to get over the playoff hump this bad. I'll just say it like that. This is a chance, right?
This is your chance.
I do have a question. Has he beaten Brandon at all?
Sim.
This Madden?
They simmed both games this week.
Oh. So no. Might be living in his head a little bit, man.
We'll see. Okay, so do you think that – here's the question on everyone's mind. Do you think that the AFC North winner has any chance against Todd in the first round?
No.
Depends who it is. Cliff plays defense well enough that he can, even when he's not running his safeties the wrong direction at the end of the game to lose. But
that's very
I think,
specific.
He was just getting some neck from a truck stop lizard. He was distracted.
I think Cliff has a shot against Ty again. My brother, he's very.
No, you can just say it. It's fine. I mean, you're on the podcast. Gotta be honest.
Yeah, you gotta be honest. We don't hold back feelings here.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything like he's bad. I'm just gonna say he's very into the whole real football thing, and that's not really gonna always work here. sometimes you have to play a little dirty, just a little bit,
I don't play.
not all the
dirty.
time.
Yeah, what do you mean
You,
play dirty?
yeah, you got a little bit. You got some little tricks that you know.
Some little tricks. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
you
got
got
some
Yeah,
little
you.
We'll
Yeah.
talk in the dojo.
Kiss my ass. What I'll say is, I think beyond in all seriousness, I don't think you need to learn. I don't think you need to know how to cheese. I think you need to know how to beat the cheese. I think those are
That too. Yeah.
completely different things. If you know how to beat the cheese, you can definitely play real football. And in fact, it makes it very easy if you know what cheese is coming your way. This is why I want to.
Also, just to add on, Ty smacked the shit out of the Steelers and the Bengals back-to-back weeks, 14 and 15.
Yeah, I think Ty's going to the next round. So do you guys think both wildcard teams are going to the next round?
Good shot.
Very interesting. Who is? So you guys said both Brandon. Oh, so Prod. So you think Ty's the best chance of making a run, and Christian, you think Brandon. Who ultimately comes out of the AFC?
I'm going to say the Stinger, GGA, finally gets to the premier promised land.
I'm gonna say if
The Stinger.
the Stinger. That's what they call him, Sting. I guess. I don't know. Some weird shit.
Y'all some weirdos now, man. y'all question.
You ain't never knows every time like GGA is playing the game or he says something in the chat like we post Sting and he's like dropping down from the ceiling because he doesn't talk. That's why you say that shit.
Oh.
Y'all could just be weird.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of weirdness going on there. But man, this one's hard because there's 3 teams that I think have a chance.
All right, well, you can name 3. Well, you just have to pick one. Though.
I know, but it's hard because, I mean,
Feel free to
I want to give. You know, I'm just gonna say Brandon.
All right.
If Brandon gets out of the wild card round, he's making it all the way.
So he just handles me like I'm not there.
That's
so it sounds like he might be in your head just a little bit. He doesn't live there, but he certainly spends the weekends there.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
Spends a couple
All
nights
of
a
our
week.
games are the same. This is what you guys don't understand.
I don't know. See, you were one of the 3 I was deciding on, but I think Brandon just.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I think
he's got your number.
Okay.
And I mean, it doesn't really matter because you get handed. Ooh, I don't even want to know what Gutter would do to you, but for the benefit of the doubt, I just wouldn't go to the Super Bowl.
So I'm being, by the way, just for the record. I mean, this is very fair. It's how the league works. Yeah, never mind. I'm just gonna. So
no, keep going.
That's fine.
Fucking a podcast host for you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna go in here. Humbleness is key, and we're just gonna move on. What I will say is, so your Super Bowl would be Brandon versus Gutta. Who wins? Christian.
Gutta.
Okay. Prod, your Super Bowl is GGA versus Gutta. Who wins?
Gutta. I sent him Brissett so he could bring the title back to the commissions.
So everyone's taking Gutta to win it again. It's amazing.
It's man, that team is too good, and he's good. It's got to be his year. I know he's got a lot of injuries, but that team is ridiculously good.
All right, so you heard it from those two first. They believe Gutta will be your Super Bowl champion. Hopefully, we get in the playoffs sometime soon. Prod, what's the ETA on that? We're gonna rush to 17. Can you do something about this, please?
Human resources takes care of that stuff.
Oh my fucking God.
So like Christmas time, probably.
So never. I'll get to play a game probably around Christmas Eve. Yeah, at this rate. hopefully.
No, we want to be done with all that shit by then. I think somebody had said something about like taking a break. I don't know about all that happening during Christmas, but
I don't know who the fuck that was.
If the offseason,
I just remember reading that shit. I'm like, 2-week break or something. I'm like, holy fuck.
nah. But I mean, if
Fuck
the
do you do
off
for
season is
Christmas?
if the off season is during Christmas, that'd be nice. That'd be the perfect time to have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
delayed off season. That would be nice.
Give everyone a couple weeks. We could give you a podcast around the Christmassy days.
I'm not doing a podcast on Christmas.
No, who the fuck was talking about you, Christian?
I'm just informing you.
I'm just informing you. All right.
No
So,
family
anyway,
having
seriously, good luck to everyone. Let's get these fucking games in. Let's get to the playoffs. We're almost there. Right there.
So what was your Super Bowl prediction? We didn't hear yours.
Mine?
that's true.
Me versus Gutta.
All right, and who wins that?
Me. Why would I can't pick
Okay.
against myself. If it wasn't it, see, I don't. That's obvious. But if it wasn't me, then I would agree with. I think it would be Brandon versus Gutta, and I would go.
So
I
it's
would
either
go. I would go Gutta simply because I don't want anyone to have more Super Bowls than me.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Yeah.
That's the best answer I can give.
Okay.
That one would hurt. That would hurt a little bit. But anyway, so there you have. Plus, me and Gutta had me and Gutta had a very interesting talk after Super Bowl. So it was one of those games where I kind of felt bad. I was like, damn. When I was getting all that shit, I was like, man, Gutta earns one of these. He's earned one. It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time. But hopefully not time. I want to win another one. But anyway, thank you guys for joining. Christian, Prod. I appreciate everyone listening. This will be our last podcast of the postseason playoffs. I don't think we're going to speed through them, so we never have really time to get you a comprehensive one. So we'll come up with another one after the season. But it's been a great year 2. Not much turnover as well. So happy that we're keeping you guys a lot around.
Alive. Whoa.
So that's God.
The fuck?
Ah.